Hi, I'm Rich Breckner from Inside HPC. Today, my guest is Jamie Smith. Jamie is the creator of something called the HandStand, and he's from Hub International. Welcome, Jamie.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
So I guess I should just ask, what is this device? I understand it's an accessory for iPads. What does it do?
The HandStand is a product that we developed to help consumers more easily use and hold their iPad. One of the major things that we saw when we were looking at reviews for the iPads was they got phenomenal reviews all the time, but one of the things that was repeatedly discussed was the fact that it was difficult to hold. You would hold the iPad, and if you're trying to show a customer or a friend or someone the screen or try to make a presentation to it, you would inadvertently touch an application and launch an application or a link on a website and so forth. So what we really wanted to do was come up with a product that could really help you utilize your iPad to its full potential while also providing some sort of protective nature for it.
So is it more like a holster? How does it work?
It's basically what we have here is it is a protective cover. It's a polyurethane gel skin that slides right over the back of the iPad pretty easily. Mm-hmm. This part right here, what this is we call this the rotational disc. It works very similar to a watch bezel. And what this enables you to do, there's a strap right here. You can put your hand in the product and it rotates around. So you can actually take the product, the iPad, put the iPad in, and you can go from landscape to portrait, and it makes it very easy to present to your audience of what you're looking at on the iPad.
So it holds it really securely, doesn't it?
Absolutely. You pop it in just like this.
Okay.
Goes in very easily. It's very secure on here. The strap, or you can. What the polyurethane does, we used a hydrometer. We didn't use something that was too soft because we wanted it to be stable and stiff, but also provide some shock absorbency. So we used an 80 durometer, but that way it makes it easy to pull on and off as well.
Okay.
So as I was showing, if you want to make a presentation or show someone what's on the screen, you could easily go like that or switch it to landscape.
Okay. Okay. So what about, who did you have in mind when you invented this? What kind of scenarios were you thinking of?
Well, there's so many different uses. When I was researching the iPad, first of all, I bought one of the very first iPads that first came out, and I bought it with the intentions of automating my home with it. So my entire house is operated by my iPad. I can turn on my coffee maker, all my lights, TVs, garage door, security, thermostat, blinds. So I can actually operate my entire house from my bed.
Wow, wow.
And you know, when you have a lot of early adopters with it, when I was reading up about it, you know, all sorts of different industries are really starting to adopt the iPad and tablets in general. Real estate agents are starting to be able to make presentations to their customers that are looking for homes by showing them color pictures and being able to map out the most optimal route to get from point A to point B to point C to point D, so they can make it through, you know, their home search during the day, and they can actually look at the pictures much easier. Another thing is medical divisions. Mm-hmm. iPads and tablets are starting to replace clipboards. And so that's one thing, you know, a doctor can come in, take his notes, research if they wanted to look something up for the patient. They could say, well, okay, you know, this is the type of thing, this may be a symptom, or this is a picture of this, and they could show them, but then switch back over and input the data and whatever prescription was done and hit send, and immediately the prescription could go to the pharmacy or to the main computer system or whatever. Additionally, with that, you have all the creative types. You know, you have photographers and designers and people who want to take their work to trade shows. And when they're going to trade shows, it's difficult to hold the iPad and try to show stuff and reach around. So, you know, a lot of people, when they take their photography or some of their work, they can just easily pop it over and scroll side to side.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
So
yeah. Well, you know, when I first heard about the device, I had met a guy at the airport in New Orleans who, he's got this software, it's called concurrent thinking. They can control a whole room full of clustered computers, mm-hmm. and monitor all their environmentals, all from an iPad or a computer. but I thought this would be ideal for something like that. A guy going around the data center, he's got thousands of machines to monitor. Carrying a laptop around is impractical, and an iPhone or something is just too small for the kinds of screens that they're using. So this looks really interesting, I think, for that kind of industrial user.
Well, absolutely. As I said before, the iPad is a great device, but it's got such a sleek design. It's really slick. I mean, the back of the iPad is slick. It's small and it's thin, and that's what they were trying to accomplish. But at the same time, it does make it difficult to handle, and so that is realistically the biggest problem with the iPad was the ability to hold it and protect it. And so that's how we came up with this, and we just wanted something that was simple, sleek design that would basically enable you to reach the full potential of your iPad by using it.
Terrific. So is this thing available now for sale? Can someone get it?
Yep. You can buy it at www.thehandstand.com. They're available for sale. We launched the website last week. We were hoping to have brought the product to market about a month prior, but we wanted to make some last-minute changes to it to just make sure that we increase the efficiency of it and the smoothness of the rotational system in there. One of the other things that actually I didn't mention before is, although you can rotate it from portrait to landscape, and you can make presentations to customers or friends and so forth, we also, what we did was we created a raised portion here that was offset from the front, from the center of the handstand. What this does is it enables you to set it on your desktop, and it will slightly raise it up to you. So number one, it takes away from the glare, but number two, it raises it up to you, so you just have a slightly better perspective or view of it. And again, because it's offset from the center of the device, it works in both landscape and portrait.
Very slick.
And the last thing that we changed was kind of a last minute change was these ridges on the side here.
Yep.
And what this enables you to do is it's just like a book if you're on an airplane or something like that and you just want to sit there and read it. It just gives you something to grab onto rather than having to have your thumbs wrap around and get on the screen and inadvertently touch an application. Or if you're working with a cluster computer, you don't want to launch something there either.
I guess not. Well, hey, Jamie, I want to thank you for coming on the Rich Report today.
Thank you for having me.
We'll check that out at thehandstand.com.
Yep.
Right? We'll see you next time.